Reddit comments. What's the most weirdest / most awkward truth or dare game you have ever played? Comment below the weirdest game of truth or dare you have ever seen. If you like the video, please help out and subscribe. Cheers. My friend once dared me, a group of us, 3, to sneak into a Shakespeare play. We live in a tourist town, and in the middle all stand up and yell "It's gonna blow" and run out. When the play settled in, my friends and I all agreed to yell and sprint for the door, and when the time came I yelled "It's gonna blow," but looked to my sides and saw my friend sitting down and giggling at me. I proceeded to sit down shamefully, and the usher proceeded to escort me out. They still laugh at me to this day. F those jerks. Awkwardly discovered my sister wasn't an innocent little virgin anymore. Playing truth or dare with siblings. That's always a mistake. I want to know more, but I don't. But I do. Girlfriend in 6th grade dared me to kiss her best friend. I did. She got mad, said it was a test and I failed. Classic 6th grade test of relationship. In grade 7, I was playing truth or dare with some of the guys in my class during our lunch break. It was my turn and I chose truth. They asked me who I thought was the cutest girl in our class. There were a number of cute girls, but I ended up settling on one as the most cute. They all thought it was weird. Apparently none of them thought she was cute, but whatever. Now, if it had just ended there, it would have been fine. But it didn't. First of all, they all interpreted it to mean that because I thought she was cute, I must like her. I didn't like her. I simply thought she was good looking. And keep in mind we were in the midst of puberty, so we all thought a lot of girls were good looking. Second, one of them told her that I liked her. That's when things got awkward. After she found out, she wouldn't go anywhere without friends because she thought I was stalking her. I wasn't stalking her. I didn't have any interest in her beyond thinking she was cute. But it didn't help that there were a few times where we were going to the same place, only she left a few moments earlier, so it looks like I'm following her. Keeping in mind that I did still think she was cute, at one of the school dances, I managed to get a slow dance with her. She clearly didn't want to do this, but a few of the guys in the class pressured her into it because they thought I loved her. I realized almost immediately that dancing with her was a mistake. She had this look of absolute disgust on her face. It was horrible to experience for both of us. When the dance was over, all her girlfriends starting saying she should go home and shower because she touched me. She transferred out of the class the next year. I don't know if I played a role in that, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did. TL. Doctor said I thought a girl was cute. Got misinterpreted as me having a crush on her. Much awkwardness ensued. Not truth or dare, but I never. A group of about 10 of us were playing I Never as a drinking game during a poker party. One of my friends, Brittany, had brought her new boyfriend with her. He seemed like a nice guy, very clean cut, and a little boring, perhaps, but a nice guy nonetheless. He hadn't taken but 2 or 3 swigs of his beer after a couple of rotations, while most of my friends were on their 2nd or 3rd drink. My friend Ginny started the next round. Never have I ever run from the cops after committing a crime. All around the circle, bottles were slowly raised to lips as 10-20 somethings smiled shamefully at memories of some long forgotten party, or youthful mistake, or narrowly avoided confrontation with the law. All except one bottle, the bottle belonging to Brittany's young DPD police officer date. He left the party shortly thereafter, scowling. If he'd had a legal reason for running a licenses for warrants, I'm pretty sure he would. He sounds like a douche. What a dingus. When I was in middle school, a bunch of us would 3-way call each other and play truth or dare. They asked if I'd ever fingered myself, and I thought they meant just rubbing all over my body, and I had, so I said yes. They acted like it was the biggest deal in the world, and like I was the most experienced little sleaze ever. Losers. I know that feeling, but not from a truth or dare game. When I was in about 5th grade, my mom asked me if I played with myself. I had no fucking idea what that meant, so I said yes, because I assumed it meant play video games by myself or something, and since my family is extremely religious they freaked out. I had no clue what they were saying. Playing I Never at a party. One of my friends had to drink for I've never had anal sex while her mother and ex-boyfriend were in the same room. My favorite I've never. I've never been inside Target's mother's vagina. Always pick your competition to get them obliterated. Now I regret boning all my friends' mothers. No you don't. I was on a cruise ship and there were these two sisters, I'd have to say 15 and 17ish. And the one sister was dead to lick the other sister's nipple. She did. What an effing trooper. Must have been a very interesting cruise. Just a generally awkward game. My then girlfriend was dead to make out with this guy I didn't know. All the 7 guys kept daring the 3 girls to strip, etc. Just awkward. 7 guys, 3 girls, seems like the perfect ratio. Better than 2 girls, 1. Actually, I'll just see myself out. A similar story, a big group of me and my mates were playing Never Have I Ever, a drinking game where people go around in a circle and say never have I ever, something they haven't done, and anyone in the circle who has done the thing has to take a sip, and someone says never have I ever given a blowjob. On the other side of the room, a male friend of mine who is typically straight takes a sip of his drink and everyone notices. Interesting way to come out to your friends. Someone also said never have I ever had an STD, which a few too many people took drinks for. Fun game. Drive home from vacation with my best friend and his sister. Best friend chooses truth and I ask how he would feel if I asked his sister out. Next time I'm up his sister takes dare. I dare her to go out with me. When we get home 3 days later we end up together for over a year. This is actually really adorable. Bit of backstory, I have a friend who I like, who is also a girl and doesn't fancy me. Bear this in mind through the story. We'll call her K. I was at her house. We were sitting on the couch together. We are the only ones in the room. So, she suggests truth or dare. We play. It begins normal, simple, stuff like most embarrassing moment, and it quickly turns to just truth. Then, we get onto questions, like you have the choice to have sex with, insert name of unsexy ugly person, and if you do, you will be able to have sex with, insert name of really sexy person. Do you do it? At some point in this, it got sexily weird. She began telling me a story and saying what do you do at different moments, a bit like a choose your own adventure story. The story started with this other person I found really hot offering me a ride home and driving me to a secluded place. Then she stopped asking me which choice I would make and just continues with the story. 5 minutes of graphical descriptions of sexual acts later, I'm so fucking turned on. So, I tell her a story back. I've known the guy K likes most of my life, so I had every little detail so realistic and graphic and sexy that by the blowjob scene she ended up gripping my arm and panting and saying she felt like she was coming. That wasn't too long ago. I count it as one of the weirdest, best and most unexpected experiences of my life. TL. Doctor go to friend's house, play truth or dare. We end up making fapping fantasies for each other. Friend ends up gripping my arm and saying she's having an orgasm because of my fantastic storytelling. And nothing else came from this? God damn it, dude, how much more obvious did she have to make it? She doesn't like me. Believe me, I've made plenty of passes and asked her out and flirted. And we did kiss through a sheet of glass once, so lips not actually touching. And she knows I like her, but nothing. She likes another guy, unfortunately. Still, maybe one day. I must be friend zone level 99. She goes to me for advice on how to get the guy she likes as well. AskReddit. I should probably point out she also seems convinced she's straight, and I'm a girl. God damn it, dude. I might be wrong, but I think you mean dude it. One time back in grade school my stepbrother and sister and I were playing a game of truth or dare. At some point my stepsister dared my stepbrother to suck my willy. I let him, and while he was at it, I looked my stepsister straight in the eyes and pissed in my stepbrother's mouth. TL. Doctor, true story. Edit. Now that I think about it, I totally got my D sucked by a guy. What? Not gay if you get your D sucked. Back in college I came up with strip truth or dare Jenga. Somehow it always ended up with me in my boxers and like 4 naked girls. God, I miss college. I need to know how you did this for science. Well, you take the blocks and write things like kiss the person to the left of you and whatnot. Also ask really juicy questions of an adult nature. Sit from left to right, boy, girl, until you run out of pairs, then you use all girl. Plenty of libations help also. Also most important, always invite more girls and guys. I know what I'm doing this weekend. Not really truth or dare, but I never. If you don't know that game, basically you say something you never did, and the people who did that have to drink. It was in a party, and we had been playing for quite a bit, and unsurprisingly it was mainly revolving around drugs and sexual acts. At some point it's this weird dude's turn to play, and he said I never kissed a girl. We all drank in a pretty awkward silence. Thanks for watching Reddit Addicts. Become a subscriber and comment below. Cheers.